she wants to talk to the camera. You do? Things I have been working to support Adira on is regulating her with her food. Now, I feed all of my horses 24/7 free access to forage. Of course, they have nets with it, but for me, this is really important for them because this is so good for their digestion, it's good for their emotional health. It's how they were designed to eat as grazing animals. Now, most horses, if they've gone from having a couple of meals a day to having free access to forage, they will gorge right up front. But they do all, not all, I should say, but most of them do eventually regulate and self-regulate. But not all of them do. And it can take a few months, but with Adira, I haven't been entirely sure if she's going to self-regulate or not. When she first moved in, her first couple of days here, she went through 120 pounds of hay in 2.5 days. So that was a bit of a shock. She did start to regulate quite a bit more after that, but because I know at one point she didn't have enough to eat, there is still a lot of emotional trauma there with her. And I don't know if her lack of regulation has to do with trauma or if it is just she's a horse that can't regulate, because I don't know enough of her history on how she's been fed. But it is really important that she does have the hay in front of her all the time. She has actually had mild gastritis, and because she has had a lot of stress, having that amount of hay is really important for her. Now, I don't want her though to gorge and overeat, put on too much weight and not be healthy. Rationing her food is not really the correct solution in this. So I've had to find ways to help her self-regulate. I have noticed a couple times where she has gotten to the point where she was eating about 23 to 25 pounds of hay a day, and for a horse her size, that was actually pretty good. But if I wasn't 100% on top of that box, and if she ran out even for 20 minutes, that would set us back on the regulation scale. I've had to do a few creative things to try to work with her to help her, and we are finally down at a place where I think we're getting close to regulation, so I want to share with you what we've been doing. Here is her feeder box. All of my horses have this, and I'll put a bale in at a time. And we have their net that is attached underneath to a piece of PVC piping, if you can see it, and then we clip it to the lid. That's definitely had its challenges because once they start to eat the bale down, it doesn't have the resistance underneath the net, so the horses can pop it out. And with Adira, she was always popping that net out. She would eat at a normal pace for the first couple of days, and as soon as she had some give, she would pop and open it up, and then the net would break apart, so now she had no net. We tried a couple different things with the net, like we tried smaller holes, we tried double netting it. The smaller holes didn't work at all because she would break that right away. And the double net would have her actually quite frustrated and lashing out at the boys. Having her frustrated while she eats is completely counterproductive to having her access 24/7 hay. I had to come up with a few things. I found a net that had 1¼ inch holes. The 1½ inch holes seemed to be really fast. Oh, hey babes. And the 1 inch ones were just really hard for her. The other thing that I've done now is I have tied that PVC pipe to the box with some baling twine just to give it a little bit of extra resistance. All of that has really helped her to slow down her speed of eating, but she was still eating a little bit much. She wants to talk to the camera. You do? You're such a good girl. So I had to do one more thing, and I have been working with a nutritionist and coaches on this to help me. So what I have done is I have started to supplement some of her hay with straw. Now I know that might sound a little bit crazy, but you can actually feed a horse up to 25% of their daily ration in straw, but you can't start them at 25%. That could cause impaction problems. You want to make sure that their system can handle it. So I have been starting her off really quite slowly. Adira is a horse that drinks a lot of water and she doesn't have any problems pooping, trust me, but I still wanted to be really careful. And what we have been doing is as she eats down this bale, as she eats it down and gets a bit lower, I will come in every day and give her a little bit of straw. Over the life of a bale, which they're 105 pounds, she gets between 5 to 6 pounds of straw. And that has slowed her down quite a bit to be eating between 22 to 24 pounds a day, including her straw. And straw is much less in calories, so I don't need to worry about her gaining weight. But another benefit has happened. Do you see that big pile over there? This is her straw. She has pushed it aside. She will eat the straw, but she likes to eat the hay first, so she has to push the straw out of the way, and she will eventually eat it, but she keeps pushing it and moving it. And what that has done for her is it's really started to mimic foraging behaviors. One of the things with her is she is a gorger. Even through her nets, she was gorging and eating really quickly. As you can see here, she's moving it around, she's quite relaxed, and she's eating a lot slower. So she's now doing what comes naturally to her, which is really truly foraging. And I've noticed that her overall demeanor and behavior has relaxed a lot since we've done this. So it's not a lot of straw that she has, but it has made a big difference in her consumption and her anxiety and stress levels. So I wanted to share that with you all because it was a really big progress for her. And our work with our behaviorist is going really, really well. We did one of the exercises today to help her build confidence on something that she does find scary. And that is going out the back there. And we only went as far as we were supposed to, according to our homework, and she rocked it. She did the whole thing really bravely. And you probably saw the other day I put some photos up where she came out to meet one of my clients without being asked. She didn't stay very long. She sniffed the lady up and down, and then she booped me on the arm as if to say, there, I did it, now I'm done. But she's making progress, this girl. I'm really proud of her. So I'm gonna let you watch her eat, and I'm gonna sign off for the day.